the dirty little secret that tuning box manufacturers don't want to talk about, and the tuning industry in general really, and that is horsepower figures and how reliable they are. So if you go into any place that does email tunes or tuning boxes or anything that's not done with a dyno, they're going to give you a quote. They're going to say how much power the program gives your car. So how reliable is the figures that are being quoted? Honestly, when it comes to tuning boxes, I'd pay very little attention to it unless the difference between the top and the bottom is... It's a difficult subject to address really. I mean, how can you trust the figures that they give? Well, I think first of all, regardless of the tuning box manufacturer, I think they're all going to tell you that the figures that they give are the maximum they believe that the engine can give with the standard software without giving a check engine light. And then the difference that you're going to get between the tuning boxes is the software that they put into that tuning box, i.e. where in the rev range they're giving the extra power, how complex it is. Basically this is where the difference is going to come. But I would say that all tuning boxes are limited by the same factor, and that is the factory software. So I think they're all going to be in the same area, so I wouldn't get too hung up. Okay, fair enough. I wouldn't get too hung up on what they are saying I wouldn't get too hung up on small differences between the manufacturers, i.e. 5 horsepower, 6 horsepower. It's not a reason to judge your buying decision on that figure. So if you see that, if the one company is saying, well, their chip is going to give your car 30% more, and another is saying they're going to give your car 20% more, I wouldn't get, like I said, I wouldn't get too hung up on the 20% difference, the 10% difference. What I would get hung up on though is whether the box is tunable, adjustable I should say, or not. Very important that the box is adjustable. It'll allow you to get the most out of your car, and it'll also it's also added security for you as the end user, for you not to have any issues that you can't fix yourself. So what you might find is that there are, what's this guy doing? There are tuning boxes out there. Some of them, like I said, we've got experience with. We've got a lot of experience. Let me just say that about tuning boxes. I'm not going to name any car manufacturers, but there are car manufacturers out there, like main dealers, who will supply tuning boxes to their customers. And generally, what we're finding is that these tuning boxes cost a lot of money. They're not adjustable by the customer, i.e. the customer cannot change the settings inside the tuning box. And 3, at least in our experience, but then again maybe we would only find out when there's a problem, the people that we speak to say that the difference is negligible. Logically speaking, from my point of view, I would say that the non-adjustable tuning boxes are probably the ones that are going to give you the least amount of power increase, because those tuning box manufacturers have to be conservative with the tune that they put in the car, because the customer can't adjust it themselves. So the long and the short of it is, I would not get hung up on a 10-20% difference, well 10% let's say, difference between tuning box manufacturers. I would not base a buying decision on such a small difference. If the one company is saying 30 and the other saying 20, okay, fine, let's call them the same. The difference then should be, is the product adjustable? Is the tuner box adjustable? And then, assuming they're both adjustable, then it's down to personal preference. You can go to forums if you want and see what tuner boxes people are fitting to your car, how they're finding it, if they're happy, if they're not. Just have a look at the product, choose the one that you like the look of if you want. Have a look at the connectors, if the manufacturer's giving photos of the looms that they're using. Have a look at them, see which has got the best quality connectors. And then also look at the product warranty. Maybe this is the one. If everything else is the same, look at the product warranty and to see which has got the longest product warranty. How long is the manufacturer prepared to stand behind their product? I think that's the biggest thing. And that's it. So in short, the manufacturers, tuner box manufacturers, they're under pressure to be as to put the biggest figures that they can down onto a biggest power improvements, biggest figures that they can think of. They're under pressure to put the biggest figure, because many people do, in my opinion wrongly, base their purchasing decision on which tuning box has got the biggest, which quotes the biggest power increase. So, like I said, they're under pressure to be creative, if you like, with the power increases that they're quoting. So please bear that in mind. Again, like I said, I would not base my buying decision on that. The two key things for me is the warranty and the adjustability of the tuning box. Even cars from the factory will have different power figures, and then over time, depending on the oil, depending on the way the car is driven, that can affect horsepower outputs. So you should treat the power outputs given by the tuning box manufacturers as a guide, not gospel. Don't expect it to be, if the manufacturer says 34 horsepower, don't expect to get 34 horsepower exactly. You might get a bit more, you might get a little bit less. Basically, it's a guide, and like I said at the start of the video, you should treat that figure as the maximum that you get, and then you should be prepared to take a bit less than that. Just as the nature of the beast. So that's it really. Can they be trusted? You've got to treat it as a maximum horsepower increase. If there's differences between manufacturers, should not be a basis as a basis onto which to make your purchasing decision. So hopefully I'm trying to make a good job of it as usual, but I think I'm rambling. Anyway, I hope this video was in some way helpful to you at least. Feel free to give me some feedback on the videos in the comments for the video, good or bad. I like to hear it all. Vote on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again next time.